Hi there, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel, most likely to my channel. Today I'm painting Wotto. This is part of my Drew Struzan kind of series that I'm doing. This is the second painting I'm trying to do in a Drew Struzan kind of art style. I really love Drew's work. If you're not familiar with who he is, he paints, or he painted a lot of like movie posters, like for Star Wars and like Back to the Future and, you know, just Indiana Jones, like all those kind of 80s movies. He did a lot of the poster art for, and he just has this kind of really cinematic, kind of dramatic lighting and art style that just looks gorgeous and really like is a hugely important part of the movie making process. I think like part of why you go to see a movie is just the poster looks so cool. So yeah, anyway, I want to kind of paint like him, or like just try to use some of his techniques to sort of build my own painting skill. So that's kind of what I'm doing today, and I just want to talk about this painting I've done of Wotto, and yeah, like what I did, what I struggled with. Kind of struggled with a lot, if I'm being honest with you, but you know. So yeah, I also want to add that I am a massive fan of Drew's work, and I mean, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be painting like him, but and just Star Wars in general. Actually obsessed with all the movies, and yeah, so I'm kind of doing this series. I'm going to paint a lot of different Star Wars characters, and also just other characters from other movies. Like I really want to paint Marty McFly. And this character, Wotto, was suggested by a viewer, so if anybody else has any suggestions for who they'd like to see me paint, I would love to hear it. I started off painting just some watercolour as an underpainting. Drew does an airbrush kind of like base layer with acrylic paint, and I don't have acrylic paint or an airbrush, and I also just kind of don't want to use those, which is kind of silly because I know I'm trying to paint like Drew, but I don't want to use the tools he used. I don't know. My goal is to have my painting look like his, not necessarily use the same materials he used, but I feel like you can capture like a kind of airbrush look with watercolor. Like I used a lot of wet to wet, as you saw. So yeah, and I just built up a lot of layers with watercolor, and it kind of took a while, if I'm being honest. I really, I don't know, I struggle with building up layers. Like I use a lot of very light washes to build up layers in depth, so it takes me a while sometimes. And I also I wanted to switch to gouache a lot soon in the painting, because with my Qui-Gon painting I really just went all in with watercolor, and then I was like, oh right, I'm meant to be doing like pencil and gouache on top, but I'm just so like married to watercolor. I just, it's so hard to not only want to use it. So I wanted to do less watercolor on this, but that didn't end up really working out. So anyway, I think it's fine, you know, because I still am happy with the result. this is where I kind of tried to switch to gouache before I did too much detail with watercolor. As you can see, I should have probably done more detail with watercolor, but yeah, I did this gouache layer. The camera angle sucked, I apologize. It was so hard. I tried to like build up layers and highlights and all this with gouache, and I don't know, I just could not do it. So as you can see, I just scrubbed it off and took away a little of the watercolor I did too, but I was just like, I hate it. I hate how it looks. So I just went back to watercolor, and I did, as you can see, a pretty strong wash of like an orangey kind of color and some blue, because I just felt like it wasn't warm enough. And Drew's paintings, he has a lot of warm light, like really warm highlights, really cool shadows, creates that really gorgeous contrast and depth. So I was like, I need more of that. And there I am hunching over. I struggle so much with not smushing my face up against my painting because I have terrible eyesight and I need to like zoom in. So I apologize for that, but it is what it is. So yeah, I went back in with watercolor again, and I'm really glad I did. I think it turned out a lot better. I really feel like, yeah, just sticking with watercolor it's what I know best, and I can create the Drew Struzan kind of look, I think, with watercolor. Yeah, I want to use the techniques he uses, but the materials, I don't think I need to use the same materials. I mean, maybe one day I might try an airbrush, but I mean, maybe acrylic. I have used acrylic in the past, not in an airbrush kind of way, but I have used it in the past and I like it. But watercolor is just my everything. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just, again, layering a lot of watercolor to try and get a lot of depth. I really wanted to, it's hard. Okay, it's really hard. Because I just paint from reference photos pretty much always, and whatever lighting is in the photo is kind of what I paint. So it was kind of hard to like up the contrast and highlights and stuff in my brain or like on the paper to make it look more dramatic. So I just kind of was like, tried to make the darker parts even darker than what they were, and the lighter parts even lighter. So yeah, it's kind of a struggle. Like I don't know. Drew obviously did a lot of practice to get it as perfect as he did. And obviously I don't expect to be as perfect as him from the beginning, but you know, yeah, I think this kind of exercises, painting like Drew Struzan, is really gonna help me get better at like my values and stuff like that, because I don't know, I've never really painted like using ordinary like techniques that people teach you like to do your values and stuff like that. I just paint. I'm pretty self-taught. I did go to art school, but I didn't pay much attention. And yeah, so I just feel like I don't know specific techniques that people mainly use. I just kind of do what I do, you know. So yeah, I feel like doing this, following kind of what he does. I need to watch the documentary about him actually to kind of really see his technique, but it's not available like on anything that I have, which sucks. But I have seen a few clips. Sorry, I am rambling, I know, but I have seen a few clips of him talking about it, and I noticed he really doesn't like to talk, which I think is funny. I mean, I'm honestly the same. When people ask me about like my painting and how I paint, I'm like, I don't know, I just do it. I don't know, I'm not good at teaching my art, which is why I haven't done any like sort of tutorial stuff, not that anyone's asked. But maybe if I become more confident in it, I might do some tutorials, but I really don't know, like I'm not good at teaching or like explaining how I do things. Maybe I'll get better at that the more I do this, but we'll never know unless I keep going. So anyway, yeah, I need to watch the documentary, pretty much is what I want to say. Also, I recently discovered that there's a museum of his art in Texas, and I really, really want to go. I mean, I'm in Canada right now, which is kind of far away, but I'm Australian, so it's like, you know, down the street by my kind of standard, but I don't know. It's also just, it's not really, I don't know, I want to do it though. I want to go, I want to see his original art in person. That would be so cool. Oh my god. I don't know, if I get the opportunity, I might have to do it because that would be amazing, and I could do a video on it. I don't know. If I get at least 2 comments, okay, no, I need more than that. I feel like if I get 100 views on this video and 30 comments within the first 2 weeks of it being uploaded, then I'll go. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, I did a lot more detail with the watercolor at this point. I really like, I'm glad that I stuck with the watercolor, is what I'm trying to say. I like how it turned out here. And already, like, before I even do the pencils on top, I just think, not gonna lie, not trying to brag, but it's good painting. Yeah. Something that was really funny throughout the whole process of painting this was just, I couldn't help but laugh at how the fact that I'm painting Wotto. Like, I just can't believe that I painted Wotto. Like, that's something that exists, that I created, that I have in my bedroom right now. Painting of Wotto from Star Wars. It's just, I never thought I would do that. And so I really appreciate the suggestion. Somebody left. I was going to try and find their name, but the comment is gone. I don't know what happened to it. Maybe they were embarrassed of the suggestion. I don't know. I don't think it's embarrassing. I think it's a really good suggestion, so I really appreciate it anyway. Yeah. So this is probably one of my favorite paintings I've done, honestly. It was really fun to do, and I love how it turned out. So I'm pretty excited about it, honestly. So yeah, I just kept building up layers, trying to get all of his skin tones in. He's got a lot of different skin tones, a lot of purples, a lot of greens, a lot of blues, I mean, it's kind of similar to a human, but just a lot more intense. Also, something that I kind of was curious about when I was painting this was just kind of, what is Wotto's species? It's something that I never really thought about until I spent hours kind of staring at him. But it's just like, what is he? Is he a bug? Like, I mean, I know he's an alien, but like, he has like the wings of a fly, but like, he's not like an insect. He hasn't got like an exoskeleton, or like, he looks like he has skin and bones, you know? So it's just like, what is he? I don't know. Yeah, so I am painting more in the like background because I wanted to have more dramatic lighting, and I felt like it was too bright in the background. Again, it's so hard for me to not paint like exactly what I see in the reference photo, so I just want to darken the background, and I think I do. I don't think I do anymore. And as you can see, I also didn't paint his like left arm at all, but you know, it is what it is. In the Qui-Gon one, I didn't paint anything but his face pretty much, so yeah. And already, even after painting 2 paintings in this kind of Drew Struzan art style, I already feel like I've improved my skill, or like gotten better at it. So I'm really excited to see, you know, after I do a few of these and like kind of watch back the footage of the past videos and see how better, see how I improve. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'm doing the pencils now, and they are the bit that I struggle with the most, because again, they're not watercolor and that's all I really know, but they're easier than the gouache is for me. I don't know if I just have not good gouache, but I feel like when I mix my colors, it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of like filler, or like they put a lot of white in it to make it opaque, so like it just, the mixes are very muddy, and I just feel like I can't build up layers very well like I can with watercolor, or like even the pencils or acrylics. Like, I don't know, they're really good though. White gouache is really good because I use that at the end for some highlights, and it's so good. Like, I can't get a really intense white highlight with a white color pencil, so the white gouache really was great for that. But yeah, the pencils I'm using are Prismacolor pencils, which I believe is what Drew Struzan used. I honestly just bought them because I like them. I like the creamy texture of them. But I realized that not all pencils, artist quality pencils at least, are light fast. So I think, I don't know, if I end up wanting to use this technique a lot, like with pencil over to watercolor, I'm gonna need to buy maybe the Caran light fast colors. They're very expensive, but I have 2 and they were like $8 each Canadian. They're quite expensive, but that was at an art store, so it could be cheaper in like on, I don't know, online or something, or in like a set. But yeah, if I want to like sell these paintings or just hang them myself, I mean, who wouldn't want to display this beautiful painting, and like have, like, you need to have light fast colors if you want to hang it, so wouldn't want water to fade away to nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna probably, I don't know, I'll check if the colors I used are light fast. I'm sure a lot of them are. I feel like the ones that wouldn't be are like earthier tones maybe, but you know, I mean, the watercolor base was still good, so I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, yeah, I'm honestly towards the end of the painting now. This actually took a lot less time than I thought it would to record. I did try to record this a few times, and I don't know, was too anxious and it wasn't working out. But yeah, this is like a one-shot recording, so I don't know, hopefully it was good, hopefully it's interesting. Anyway, we're getting towards the end of the video, so I'm gonna just leave you with the rest of the video, and I really appreciate anyone that has watched this video or any of my other videos. It's extremely, I'm very grateful for any sort of support I get, and any suggestions, please. I would love to hear anything you have to say about, you know, thoughts on this painting, thoughts on other paintings you'd like to see me do, even other art styles you'd like to see me do. Like, you know, I don't just have to paint like Drew Struzan. I can paint, I don't know, however you want. This is just one that I really like. But, you know, I want to try to just paint, I don't know, hone my painting skills a bit more, like really learn some proper techniques and just see how it improves my skill overall. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, please just let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.